Hi everyone, I'm Jack Crawford, and it's time to review A Short Hike by Adam Robinson Yu. I didn't know of Adam before this, but it sounds like A Short Hike was just a side project for him, and now he's back to work on a larger RPG project. And I will definitely be giving that a try when it comes out, because A Short Hike really impressed me. This is a very low-key game about hiking up a mountain and exploring along the way. You play as an anthropomorphic bird named Claire at summer camp, and you have to reach the top of the mountain to get reception for an important and potentially upsetting phone call. This game shares a lot with a whole category of indie games that are trying to capture some of the same feelings. Peaceful, summer, adolescence. The future is scary and uncertain, but everything's okay right now. But A Short Hike outshines all of those games because it actually is relaxing moment to moment. The movement is so smooth, it feels nice to control, and you're encouraged to play in such a carefree way. Throughout the game, by exploring and doing all kinds of things, you collect golden feathers, each of which gives you an additional mid-air jump. Combined with the ability to glide, this allows for open-ended exploration with tons of possibilities. It's satisfying slowly accumulating golden feathers, and the game gets more mileage out of its environments because you're constantly reevaluating the platforming possibilities and trying to discover new shortcuts with your extra jumps. The gliding is so fluid, and I love how it controls. You hold the direction you want to go, but you can release the control stick to dive straight down and build speed. It's beautifully simple, and feels odd at first, but there is a parallel there between the control stick movement and the in-game movement, and sure enough, it didn't take long for it to become completely natural. The wing trails and leaning give plenty of visual feedback, and along with the audio, they help pull you into the feeling of soaring gently through the air. I think it's the physics behind the gliding that really makes it work though. I love how gradually you lose height, and the timing and strength of the speed boost after diving feels perfect. Even just running around and jumping feels great too. There's a very slight clumsiness to it that's just the right amount of awkward to be charming without being annoying. The tone is mostly a lighthearted one. You meet a bunch of likable and well-written characters. It's the type of writing that sees the good in every character and makes me actually appreciate all of them because they have so much entertaining stuff to say. There was one character in particular I loved. I won't spoil it, but in such a small amount of dialogue, the writing managed to make me dislike him at first, but eventually come around and legitimately empathize with him. A Short Hike directly references Animal Crossing in several ways, but overall the two games are not very much alike. The crucial difference to me is that Animal Crossing sabotages its relaxing nature by making you feel like you have to play every day, which can be stressful. It feels like it's trying to consume your life, whereas A Short Hike is a game about getting away from the stress of everyday life, and the game itself is a healthy break from whatever you've got going on. It's just the right length to explore all of its ideas without repetition. I played A Short Hike without much of a plan, just wandering around, soaking up the peaceful vibes, checking out whatever grabbed my attention. I think it works best that way, especially because almost everything in the game is equally worthwhile. The platforming elements, the minigames, the minor character interactions, all of it is enjoyable and important. And with a little effort, you can easily see everything there is to see, which is great. The one exception to the rule is fishing. I was bored by the time I had caught about half the fish, and one of them had a pretty confusing description for where to find it. All my complaints are relatively minor like that. The highly pixelated visuals were off-putting at first, but it kinda grew on me. It's definitely better looking than the DS games it reminds me of, and the vibrant color palette helps a lot. I'm not sure if he chose this style so he could take shortcuts in development or what, maybe he just likes it this way, but I will say this game runs extremely smoothly for a Unity game, probably because it's being rendered at a lower resolution, so at least there's that. The automatic camera movement caused some problems. Most of the time the camera follows you from a fixed angle or rotates slowly around the mountain, but there were a handful of disorienting moments, as you might expect. But again, I can certainly see some benefits here. It means the camera never faces away from the island, which is important. Plus, it guarantees the camera will always move smoothly, which contributes to the game feeling pleasant and relaxing. Mark Sparling's soundtrack was a bit underwhelming for me. There's a single generic melody that's reused a few times. The piano version in particular sounds like it could have been taken right out of Mario Galaxy. I was surprised to hear that melody again when I reached the top of the mountain, then extra surprised to hear another version of it immediately afterward as I was gliding back down. It's not all bad though. For the most part, I like the tracks for the different areas, and there are some good instrumentation choices that enhance the game's atmosphere and fit in with the sound effects, which are also quite nice. And that's about all I have to say about A Short Hike. It didn't blow me away or anything, but I doubt that was the goal. It's a game that does one particular thing and does it well. It had the same rejuvenating effect on me as a peaceful scenic hike in real life. This doesn't seem like the type of game that would typically be up my alley, but I really liked it, so I think everyone should check it out. And I'm giving A Short Hike a 7 out of 10. Let me know in the comments what you think of this one. I'd be surprised if anyone doesn't like it, honestly. Feel free to suggest any other 2019 games or new games for me to review. Check out my other videos if you haven't already, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.